Hey Juan, my name's Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for sending in your essay for some feedback. Really good idea to get some feedback on your writing. It's the first time you've done the exam, you're getting ready for law, you said. It's very important to understand how to design these essays. And this is something that I think you need a little bit of help with. So let's just look at this. You want 4 paragraphs. I absolutely think that's right. But the balance of these paragraphs is wrong. You've got about 4 sentences here for your intro. That's okay. You need a really good paragraph here for your what we call body paragraph 1. So BP1 here. And then you need a similar size paragraph for body paragraph 2. And then you need a smaller conclusion. You see your conclusion is longer than your paragraphs. So this needs to rebalance. What I also just suggest you always do, this is something we look on the course that we do, on the online writing course, the sentence guide, is to do your planning. So if you do your planning first, then you're sure you're answering the right essay. So this question was, some people who've been in prison become good citizens later. Not all of them, some of them. And it's often argued that these ones are the best to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing crime. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So really you're going to talk about, yes, they are the best people, and why, and no, there are other people who could do the job, yeah? Or why, and that's also sort of why they are not the best. And then those are your points to make. So as long as you've done your planning really carefully, then you know you're going to answer the right question. So here, it's, so that should have an apostrophe. An undeniable fact that there are remarkable examples of people who have left prisons, present perfect there, and become role models. And become, so infinitive there, role models. Time in prison might help people to reflect, CT, reflect, about their past and try to embrace change for the foreseeable future. So when you see it's a red line, that is spelling. So I'll let you check those yourself. Foreseeable future. Nevertheless, it is also the truth. So you'd have to say either true that or the truth that some former prisoners have developed bad habits and instincts, so the CTS, while in jail. So they went out worse than they got in. Okay, you don't want that. And you need to address the point here. So I like this. It's undeniable there are remarkable examples. Okay, so this section I don't think you need. You could have that later. But you need to get into the point of the question here. Okay, try to embrace, and it is sometimes said that these reformed criminals might be suitable to educate young people against crime. So this is absolutely the point where you're paraphrasing what's in the question. So you need this in here because otherwise I don't know what the point of this is. I need this in here. Then I want your opinion. So to what extent do you agree or disagree? It's an opinion essay, so I need your opinion here. And then again, I need your opinion in the conclusion. So you see there's quite a lot of information you need to get into that introduction, so that's why I don't want that. So some people might think there's a highly unlikely to change our essence. Human instinct is printed in everyone's soul. So once you become a criminal, there's no way back. These humans will never advise. Okay, you don't need that. You don't need any sort of like philosophy in a way. So you're saying they are. So your first paragraph, you're going to say they're not suitable. Okay, so although, now hang on, let's organise this. Hang on. Despite this, as far as I'm concerned, becoming a good citizen depends on many factors. The number of years, okay. Don't ask questions in IELTS essays. So no questions. You've got way too many questions. So this whole thing, to be really honest, is not quite right for an IELTS essay. Don't worry, because on the course we really explain to you how to do this. I think you want one paragraph here saying, yes, they could be great. And you want to bring in some of this, having spent time in prison, reflecting on the crime committed, having learned from mistakes, having undertaken re-education programs, etc., etc. So sorry, let me just correct my own writing. Re-education. So you could have something like this: having spent time in prison, reflecting on the crime committed, having learned from mistakes, having undertaken re-education programs. Okay, some former inmates, which are the people from prison, may now be suitable to visit schools and lecture teenagers to deter them from crime. So that sort of writing is the style we're aiming at. That sort of writing is the quality we're aiming at. That makes a good topic sentence. So that could come at the start of your paragraph. Then you need to develop this idea. So then develop, and then add a relevant example. And that could be something like newspaper articles you've read have shown that it's very successful, or teenagers want to listen to people who've got real stories to tell, something like that. And then you need a little line concluding that paragraph. So the structure of your paragraph for academic writing is really important. Then in your second paragraph, you could go however. So however. And then you're going to give the other point of view. Yeah. Although some may be very suitable or maybe okay, others absolutely not. And then that is a very important point to make. So I would bring in that point. So that would be great to build a paragraph around that. So teenagers might find it exciting. They might think it's cool, but you can't say cool. They might be tempted. They might be influenced, that sort of thing. Then, so not overall then. So then in conclusion, I partly agree. Okay. And then because, so you just have to recap those points. Any person's capable of overcoming past experiences and actually learning something from them. Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, okay. But we need to make this more formal. It is often said that everyone deserves a second chance in life, and maybe the best way to retribute it, would be repay. Could be advising kids or teenagers. That you don't need. So I think you've got lots of good stuff there, and I think there's a lot of work to do here. I'll be really honest with you. There's a lot of work to do. I strongly suggest you get involved in the course, get some access to our videos, get a real feel from Ben's videos how to do it, and then we work together doing the corrections and helping you. 7 is very, very difficult. It takes a lot of work. I'd be honest with you now, and then you know what you're dealing with. But well done, and thank you for sending this in for some feedback. I hope it helps.